There we go. All right, so what is product orchestration? It's basically think about product management, but now you orchestrate, you set up AI agents where they're needed. And the reason why I keep honing on this um, idea of product orchestration is because for the last almost a year before I left Microsoft, I really was, instead of just doing product management work, I was spending at least 30% of my time looking through the processes that were there before and looking at where to automate them and where to add agents and where not to add agents. So as you know, in big corporations, some things take longer time and there's many opinions. And so the leadership wants to solidify how the processes go. So in some cases, some of my suggestions went in, and in some cases they didn't. But this is something that I will cover today as my new example for this session, who I am and why would you want to listen to me. So there's three main reasons. One is I've worked at the T-Mobile and Microsoft, and for the last 4 years, I was building customer support tools, which included chatbot. And so gradually with ChatGPT, the chatbots became kind of AI agents. And especially within this year and end of last year, we were focusing on adding AI agents, co-pilots. And so as you think about customer support, there's fewer humans sitting there and answering your messages. There's still more human agents sitting on the calls versus on just messaging system. But yeah, so basically we're replacing a lot of the workforce with AI agents. And so you're looking at the workflows, how to do it. And so that's why I am the person to talk about AI agents versus workflows because I've been in it. The second piece is I've built the Upskill PM specifically to be able to help people who want to be product managers to move to product management role. And I still believe, even in 2025, that this is the role that will stay. And the reason why I think so is because product management as a job is changing, but at the same time, we are getting more and more software solutions and hardware solutions as well. What does it mean? It means that as we're scaling up with productivity, there's actually going to be more product managers. Now, it makes sense that with the recession, some people are being let go, especially if they don't update their skills and things like that, or they don't want to. But I believe that next year there's going to be an influx of new hirings for product managers and product orchestrators who have the right experience in AI, who have that in it. So what we focus on here is to spend this time, this fall and winter, to actually upskill you so that you can become a better product manager. And if you are just thinking about product management, I'm also the right person to talk to. I love product building and product management. I think building is like what is my most passion anyway. So it really aligns with me. Okay, having said that, let's move on. What we are going to talk about. First question for you. What has been your major job concern this year? And you can drop it in the chat. Yeah, I don't believe, you know what? I don't believe LinkedIn job search either. I actually heard that some companies have to post some of the jobs, but I'm not sure that they're actually available. So this is a really good point. So what are we going to cover? I will keep it pretty condensed. So how do you do it? Let's say you're coming to a company. Actually, there's two things you need to think about. One is, are you building for a company, or do you want to become a better product manager, product builder? Because based on those paths, you will figure out a little bit different education. Business deconstruction. So let's say you go as a corporate person, a corporate product manager. You right now, if you're an AI PM, and I say AIs because we all now suddenly AI PMs, your job is no longer just product management, it's also orchestration. What it means is that you look at a product or maybe your customer and you have to analyze each of their verticals. So let's say company X has billing, and then they have their own customer support, and then they have, let's say, some sort of like the product sales. And whatever the departments are, you need to figure out the flow of how the business works today, and you make this workflow. Then you look at it and analyze it and see, okay, where can we optimize? What steps can be changed or skipped? And identify where workflows would be the right match and where the AI agent would be the right solution based on their size, funding, etc. Right? And I'll give you an example. And then, implementation and examples, that's what I'll show you. And then we can jump straight to the Q&A right after these 4 points. So, concern. Now, the concern is hiring managers don't understand who they want to hire because they also have to update AI and they don't have time to update that. Yep, that's also true. Like they just get samples of what the requirements are from the hiring managers, and oftentimes they don't really have all the details. Okay, so we've talked about these two paths that you decide on. Am I a corporate girly or corporate guy, a PM, or am I basically opening my own consulting, going for small businesses and medium-sized businesses and consulting them? Or maybe you already have a business that you want to automate. Frankly, in my personal opinion, going for small and medium-sized companies is like a gold mine right now because a lot of people are older generation. They have not updated their workflows. And so there's lots of legacy systems. And this is where you can come in. I mean, I remember working for healthcare insurance in Texas. And frankly, everything was legacy. And there's still so many people, doing business only with a handshake. So there's a lot of opportunity in the United States where you can come in as an expert, knowing not so much, but being technically prepared and just bringing these solutions for the workflows and AI agents. So let's go. So there's product orchestrator and small business owner. There are a couple of differences, but honestly, I will share the slide with you so you can look into it. The only difference is when it comes to product orchestrator, you would probably, if it comes to like AI agents, you won't need to build it yourself because in a corporate world, you'll have somebody who is the engineer to do it, right? Especially when it comes to, building agents from scratch, which honestly, even engineers don't almost do that, except a few situations and companies. All right, business deconstructed. So this was the example from my previous session where I literally took my school, broke it down into departments, broke it down to processes and workflows, and identified where the automation comes into play. And we have a video about it from last time, and you can find it on YouTube. So here's a surface scenario. So as I have mentioned before, I worked for Microsoft, and when we were building AI agents or identifying where AI agents are needed, we would look at the customer service, customer support workflow and process. So the CRM had several support products, right? One is like the phone, and the other one is chat, email, and so on and so forth. This is kind of small, but I will kind of walk you through it. So as we were identifying, for example, for Surface, here's the workflow. This is where we could already improve because not all of these steps were there. And I'm not saying that all of these were implemented, just saying that this is the process, right? And so first, the customer comes in and they call and they get a greeting from the voice greet. It greets Alice. Alice is this person. Alice is authenticated via voice biometric. So just by voice, you know how you can be recognized. And then you've given the approval before, so now you're in the system. Then it listens. Automated speech recognition hears her voice, it interprets. So let's say you were speaking non-English, it would also do the translation because usually the content itself comes in English. And so then we just do the automatic translation by using Azure Cognitive Translation tool. Then what happens? Okay, so there's a field. Based on the text, we get this sentiment. Is the customer happy, unhappy? And usually they call because they're unhappy. But like even the level of unhappiness can be recognized by the machine. And what happened next? Deflect. Basic questions are deflected via voice bot. So if it's kind of FAQ, it's just a bot. Do you guys know the difference between a chat bot versus AI agent versus generative AI? Okay, so chatbot is basically if you take all the frequently asked questions, um, it has very limited amount of information. What you fed that system, that's what it's going to take information from. If there are no matches, it even affects or reacts into like what wording you used. So chatbot is very limited. When it comes to generative AI, it's basically your chat GPT. You can ask about weather, you can ask about whether you have cancer just because you have a pimple. You can switch topics and it just, gets information from the World Wide Web. When it comes to an AI agent, its difference is that it only takes verticals. It takes specific content based on like what the agent is specializing in. So if it's law, it's going to be all about like legal rules and regulations. And oftentimes the AI agents that are built for law these days, they're also based on mm, specific law. So is it divorce? Is it criminal justice? Things like that, civil or criminal, etc. Is it, even I know about the AI agents that are specifically built for litigation between like startups. Okay, and the more vertical they are, the more specific they are. So that's a huge difference. And the cost is also different based on how much you're using of that AI agent and where is it? And therefore, you don't want to build AI agents just everywhere. You want to be very specific and use it where it's needed. So I won't have to go through the entire flow, just wanted to give you example. So we then lay out, okay, the AI agent gets user entitlement, which means, let's say you have a subscription for Spotify and you're calling customer support. Based on your ID, it will pull up information of what kind of subscription you have. Do you have family? Is it free? Is it individual? And based on that, they will give you a different level of support, right? So system already knows that as well. The issue in the corporate is that all these data and knowledge is spread out. It's not in one like data lake, right? It's not in the same space. It's pulled out from different places. And so not always all these systems work with each other. Now we have MCP and other ways to solve it, but it also took some time. Okay, so AI agents resolve a customer issue, a case gets solved, and everybody's happy. But and so that then after that it goes survey to get feedback, yada yada yada, and you can go to sales and upsell something else. It could be that the problem wasn't solved, and so there's escalation. So you've laid out the entire process, and then you identify where the workflow is more useful than the AI agent. Okay. So this is an example of what we do here. And during my course, we actually break it down as well. So it requires more than 1 hour to go over it. Now, something that you can try and practice today is low code or no code solutions. And there's N8N. Maybe somebody has heard about it. This is a self-hosted solution that basically will help you build workflows, and it costs much less than any other solution today on the market. But it requires a little bit more work, it requires a little bit more coding. And here are the positives, like it's free, the HubSpot integration is there. I'll show you some of the apps, how to use them today. And so there's a bunch of benefits, but it requires a little bit of work. There is almost like no work whatsoever when it comes to Zapier and HubSpot. Yes, you are setting up integrations, and there's something that I've used. I'll show you. But depending on your volume, the price goes up. So again, if you're a bigger company, then you want to make sure you use something like N8N and have it self-hosted. If you're medium size and maybe don't have a developer, or maybe it's like few, you can go with N8N Cloud. It only costs you $20 a month. And Zapier is $29.99 for a starter. So like if you have thousands and thousands of customers, that's not the solution for you because it will become expensive. So here are a couple of things that you can do today. Let's say you have a small business or you're starting one. To start a customer support, what you could do is you could create your own customer support through Twilio. And I've posted a video just this like 2 hours ago probably. But basically, what you do is you go on Twilio, you set up an SMS. It will give you a free phone number. Like here, it's a free phone number that I was given. You dump in like $100, and based on from what country the messages are, like where you need to respond, it will charge you several cents. Now, if you want it for free, which I recommend, you go with WhatsApp. So here in this example, I was using WhatsApp, and it's really easy to connect. You can watch my video on Instagram and on YouTube. I just did a short video on that, how to set it up. Super easy integration, and you can set up automatic answers based on the questions and conversation. Or you can have you on or somebody who's working for you to reply to some of the answers or some of the questions that maybe are not as frequently asked. So the next example is HubSpot. So HubSpot is well known for keeping the leads. Easy integration. And what you can do is you sync up all your leads that you already had in all different locations, sync them together, and then you connect. Let's say you have like a jot form and other location where leads coming from, maybe your website as well. You connect it all with HubSpot, and it automatically pulls all the leads. This helps you so that you can email everybody at the same time or a follow-up. Now, HubSpot is not as great as to like create emails. That's where we use Zapier. And you don't have to use Zapier, it's just an example. Yeah, so I've set up Zapier where, again, integration between HubSpot and Zapier. And then in Zapier, I did a connection with my Outlook and basically created a template in Zapier and then automatically send out notifications to everybody. Now, something a little bit more complicated. Also have it on YouTube, but building an AI agent with Near, or you can use ChatGPT. That requires some API work. As we talked, there's many solutions for the workflows. The positive part about it is it's much easier. The negative part is usually it's a little bit more expensive if we were talking about bigger volumes. And if we're talking about big companies, there's also security involved. So go for something more enterprising. So yeah, what we're doing at Upskill PM, and some of you already know Upskill PM, we teach those who want to be product managers, who are moving like from QA, marketing, maybe you owned a business, regardless of where you've been, if your previous experience already has some product management in your experience, we're the ones who are closing the gap of what knowledge you still need. And we're bringing more AI classes. Fall, we're starting at end of October. We're going through building MVP for product management, and then we walk you through to interviews and you going through internships with AI startups here in Silicon Valley. So that's really quickly. I was trying to cover some of the examples with in corporate world, how to build AI agents and how to deal with all these workflows and what the heck is orchestration. Now it is time for questions. So I'll open the floor. And as I promised, I'm staying really on time to